Hello, this is the Radio Geek, and we've got another piece of test gear to show you today. This little guy right here, I was kind of curious about it. I've seen it on eBay a few different times. I figured I'd get one and try it out and see how it is. I'm not quite sure how you pronounce the brand name, if it's ANENG. It looks like ANENG perhaps. And it's a model AN8001. I've also seen these under different model numbers, like a ZT-101. It looks very similar to the Fluke 101. However, it has the input jacks on the top instead of the bottom like the Fluke. And this one also measures current and has a few more features. And there's quite a price difference as well. I don't have one of the Fluke 101s, so I can't really comment on that, although what I've read about them, they're really good meters, just very basic. This little guy here has, like I say, a multitude of features here. It measures both AC and DC voltage, has a AC and DC millivolt range, ohms, continuity, capacitors and diodes, frequency and duty cycle percentage, AC/DC current, AC/DC milliamp mode, and then it just has two off positions. It also claims that it's true RMS as well, and it's a 6,000 count meter. So let's get started with this guy. We'll just take off the little film cover. It comes basically with the meter, and it's got a little tilt stand, which is nice. The Fluke 101 does not have that. And then it just runs off of two AAA batteries. The color is kind of a bluish turquoise color, I guess. So that's definitely different. It comes with the instruction manual. It's very small print, but I must say it's in English and it's very comprehensive. So I think they did a good job on the little tiny manual that came with it. Small, but everything's here that you'll need to know. It also comes with this like cinch type pouch bag that you can keep the meter in. It's got a really strong plastic odor. I've had it airing out for a day or two, and it's toned down a bit, but it's very strong when you first open it. And then the test leads, of course, and the test leads are, they're the standard style jacks, so you can use another set of test leads if you have them around the house, if you prefer to use those. So what I thought I'd do is I just kind of go through some of the things that it does and see how it performs. So let's start off with just some DC voltage. It does default DC when you put it in the voltage range, and you can toggle it with the function key here. So anything that is yellow here on the face of the meter can be toggled with this push of the button here. So when I pushed it, it went into AC mode, and it says True RMS Auto at the bottom, and I hit it again and it just says DC and auto range there. So we'll get the probe plugged into it and see what we got. Turn the power supply on. Alright, well, I don't know if there's a glare on that screen. Yeah, I think there is. Let me find something to prop it up just a bit with. Okay, I think you can read the screen now. That is the thing about the screen. It's very good looking straight on and from the bottom up in this direction, but looking down at it, it washes out pretty quickly, and the sides kind of disappear a little bit too. So for the kind of angles you're probably going to use it at, it'll probably be fine, but just so you know that there are some angles where the LCD does kind of wash out and disappear on you. It looks like it's coming in on the camera, so we'll see how that goes. So, alright, I guess I will turn this other guy on here. And I think you can see that on the camera as well. This one is a little bit darker. The digits are a little blacker than this, but this is still very readable. I don't know how it's coming out on camera. I think I have a good angle on it, so you can at least read it, but it is fine. So I'm just going to vary the power supply and we'll see how it goes. So they're tracking pretty good, pretty close together. I did notice when you get down to some of the lower voltages here in the millivolt range, the Klein has a millivolt range, and this just displays it in volts, so we've got a little bit more resolution over here. Let's see how close it is to 6,000 count. So what that means is you should have all these extra digits here until you get to about 6 volts, and then one of these basically goes away. Well, there you go, there's 6 volts and we're still holding. This one is already went away. So let's see how high we can go. Oh, it looked like about 6.2 volts. But then you have to go way low to get it to come back. And let's see. I think this one might be a 4,000 count now that I'm looking at it. Yeah, this one's a 4,000 count. So when it goes over 4 volts, then you lose that resolution. And this is 6,000 count, so you can go up to 6 volts before you lose the resolution. But as you can see, it's tracking right in there. So I think that's just fine. Okay. Get the probes here untangled. Okay. And these are the probes that comes with it. They're nothing fancy. They're kind of small, and there's no marking on the wire or anything as far as what kind of wire it is or what gauge. It feels like it's PVC. You know, it's probably going to get stiff when it gets cold. It does come with these caps that fit over it, so that just the tip is protruding, so you don't accidentally short something out. And I think that's the difference between the couple of the cat ratings on the probes, whether or not this is on or not. But I mean, if you're just going to be using it around the house or your little electronic experiments, it's fine. They're not that great, but the nice thing is that you can just use a standard set of probes. If you got a nice pair, you can just use them instead of these if you don't like these. But okay, let's move along and we'll check the resistance. I got this little box here, little decade box. We'll see what we get here. There's 100 ohms, 200 ohms, 300 ohms, 400 ohms, 500, 600, 700, 800, 900, 1000. So yeah, all right, let's 1000, 2000, 3000, 4000, 5000, 6,000, 7,000, and there's where your 6,000 count comes into play there. Oops, 8,000, 9,000, 9K, and 10,000 or 10K. So yeah, that's right on there. So yeah, seems to work pretty well. But you know, these chipsets that they have now, or these chips I should say, that have basically a multimeter on a chip, they're all pretty much the same. It's kind of hard to make a bad multimeter these days. Okay, so on the ohms range we also have diode, capacitor, and continuity. So let's check continuity first. Okay, here's continuity. You got the little sound wave thing at the top. Let's see how it does. Oh, pretty good. That's pretty good. No scratchiness, and pretty quick. That's pretty good. Okay, let's try some capacitors. Okay, I have a, let's see, what is this? 4.7 microfarad electrolytic capacitor, and apologize it's out of camera, but I'm kind of at the edge of the bench here and trying to get the probes on here, so 4.563 microfarads. 4.5 microfarad and it's a 4.7, and that was pretty decent. That was pretty quick. Let's see what I have here for a lower range capacitor. I've got a .001 microfarad capacitor. Let's try that. I apologize if you hear any fan noise in the background. I've got like a little heater running down here in the basement. It's kind of chilly, and occasionally the furnace will kick on as well, so hopefully that's not too much of a distraction. Oops, slipped off. There we go, 1.133 nanofarads, which is a 0.001138 is what that would be. So yeah, and relatively quick even on the bigger capacitor there. I think the biggest one I have here is a 470 microfarad capacitor. So that's let's see how long that takes. Usually the bigger it is, the, oops, I just dropped it on the floor. One moment. Okay. Yeah, usually the bigger the capacitor is in size, the longer it'll take the meter to figure out what it is. But we'll see. All right, I got the probes on there. Oh, that's not bad. I know it's pretty quick. 467.9, and it's supposed to be a 470, so I guess I could believe that's pretty correct. So that's good. So yeah, the low range and the high range. Let's see what it says here in the manual. Let's see. It says measuring range. These are the ranges within the auto range. Is 10 nanofarad, 100 nanofarad, 1 microfarad, 10 microfarad, 100 microfarad, 1,000 microfarad, and 10,000 microfarad. And yeah, so it's got quite a range of capacitance. And in its lowest range, the 10 nanofarad range, the resolution is 10 picofarads. So you know, you get into the picofarads, the low picofarad capacitors, you would have difficulty with that, but probably anything over 10 picofarads would probably be fine. Okay, we have the diode range here next, and let's try an LED. Let's just see what we get with an LED and see if we can get it to light. We might just be able to see it light up a little bit. I don't know about on camera here, but I don't know if you can see that or not, but it does indeed light it up, and it does tell you the forward voltage drop. That's 1.6 volts. And let's try a green one. It's probably going to be pretty similar. 1.8. Like I say, I don't know if that's showing up on camera or not, but I don't have a white one or anything else to check to see if it'll light one of those. I suspect it will, because it claims the output voltage is around 3 volts. So that's within the range of lighting one of those up. Now, whether or not it will report the voltage drop on the meter or not, I don't know. Okay, the next one is your frequency and percentage or duty cycle. I've got a signal generator here, and what do I have it set for? I believe I have it set for 15 kilohertz sine wave. So we'll see if we get that. Look at that, 15 kilohertz right on the nose. All right, well, it should be 50% duty cycle. Let's see what that is. 49.8. That's pretty good. All right, great. So no problems there. So all in all, a pretty impressive little meter for what it is. Now you could say, well, how much did it cost? Well, the little Fluke 101 is anywhere between, I don't know, $45 and $65, depending on where you get it, and if you get it on eBay or Amazon or whatever. So this guy, and the reason I wanted to try it was shipping, getting right to the door, everything, $14. So that's just incredible, right? So I'm not going to bother checking current or anything like that for right now. I'm just kind of curious what we got inside as far as like what kind of fuses they are and things like that, because it does have a milliamp range and a 10 amp range. The milliamp range shares the jack with the volt ohm connector as well, which is not the greatest, but you know, I'm just thinking this would be great to have, you know, in the glove box or just in the lab, because you know it doesn't take up any space at all, and it's got this nice curve to it, and it just fits in your hand like this just really nicely. And it doesn't weigh anything. Small, compact, and you know, if you're doing stuff on the bench and you're doing stuff like 30 volts or less, you know, there's really no danger in anything like that. You know, I don't know about checking, you know, 3-phase lines or anything like that, but hey, for $14, it's not too bad at all. Alright, well, it looks like the battery and the tilt are like one piece, or they come out together anyway. I'm going to take these guys out. It does not come with any kind of batteries, but it's just a couple of AAAs, no big deal. It doesn't look like there's any screws inside there. It just looks like there's 4 here on the outside. Now I'm just going to pop it open just to mainly see what the fuses look like. I'm not going to do a complete tear down on it, but just kind of get an idea of where the fuses are and what kind they are and how hard they are to replace. Obviously, if you blow the fuse, you know, you got to take it all apart. There's no fuse access, you know, through the you know, the battery compartment or anything like that, like some of the other meters that are around, which is nice, but you know, for $14, and you know, truthfully, I don't really plan on doing much current measurements with this guy anyway, so I'm just going to do some voltages and maybe light some LEDs and check some frequencies. That's kind of nice. It's got a frequency on it for the small size and cost here. So stubborn screw. It's always that last one. Okay, got the 4 screws out, and we'll see if we can figure out how it comes apart. Oh, there we go. Comes apart right at the gray and the blue seam. Okay. Well, my goodness. Look at the size of those tiny fuses. Look at that. That is dinky. That says 10 amp 250 volt on this side, and on this side it says 600 milliamp 250 volt on this side. So yeah, they don't look like glass fuses. It's got a solid kind of like a white body, like the what's the HRC fuses. I don't know if they are or not, but yeah, I don't think I've ever seen fuses quite like that before. Oh, hey, that's interesting. I was just looking at the circuit board here as well, and they've got like a little gold pad there, looks like a switch would be there, and underneath it it says range, and it's SW3, switch 3 range. So maybe you can cycle through the ranges manually, but I don't know why they'd have the switch on this side of the circuit board. Maybe it's some kind of a test mode that they do, or to get it in cal mode, or something like that perhaps. Soldering is, it's okay. It's not too bad. I've seen worse. Over here, this fuse here, this leg right here is a little bent up. I don't know if I can zoom in a little bit or not. Let me try. Alright, let me move it. Oops. Sorry about that. Let me get this fixed. That looks like about as best I'm going to be able to do on the zoom here, but yeah, that's a little bent up there. So there's the other fuse over here, the shunt resistor there. There's that switch pad. It just looks like you know, one of those cobs, the chip on board, big blob there, the die right on the board. Got a crystal. I'm guessing these two wires here must be for the LEDs for the backlight. Oh, it does have a backlight. I did forget to show that, but it is a pretty nice backlight. That's interesting. Rubicon. I bet you that's not a real Rubicon capacitor. There's lots of those fake things out there, I guess. But anyway, I won't drone on here too much longer. Just thought I'd open it up and have you guys have a look at it. Like I say, it's not horrible. It's okay. You obviously got some hand soldering in here and a little bit of flux residue on the circuit board and things of that nature that I guess you would expect for something in this price range. But I'll tell you, for $14 shipped, it's a pretty nice little meter. So if you're looking for an inexpensive meter to keep in the glove box or in the lab, make some quick measurements with, I think this will do it. So with that, I'll say goodbye, and we'll catch you the next time. This is the Radio Geek.